Hey everybody, it's Angela, and I am back to do another junk journal today. This is the one I had done previously, and I do have a video on it, but it's almost full. There's a few little spots I might be able to fill in, but otherwise it's, getting pretty full up, and I had a lot of materials, so I thought I would go ahead and make another one. So I'm going to set that aside and pull out a bunch of different papers and things. I loved the size of that other journal. It really worked well for me, so I want to duplicate it to, some extent. So I went ahead and pulled all this out, and I have those blue ear tags that are some leftover ear tags from cattle. You can see I have one on that one, that number 44 there. And so I want to go ahead and do that on the next one. And then I pulled out all these things, and as I'm kind of looking through them, I realized I have a lot. And so I wind up actually making two junk journals. Since I had all the things out and was binding it, I might as well go ahead and do two of them. So I'm just kind of looking through to see the types of things I have. I've got cardboard boxes, junk mail, leftover different book covers, flyers, calendar pages. That's a old calendar that I liked. Some other book pages, children's books. And I wind up kind of separating these out and using actually most of them in these two different junk journals. That's a plastic rainbow cover from an old planner that I had. Here's some pages from a paper doll. And I wanted to make them all fit in an 8.5 by 11 inch size. So anything that's over that, I'm going to trim down so that they fit within that plastic cover. So I'm going to trim that, and then I decide to actually go ahead and cut it into 2 pages and use them that way. So I'm going to go ahead and start kind of sliding them in between these scrap papers. Now, a lot of these are just one-off sheets that I had. Other ones are, when you'd buy them at Tuesday Morning and you'd get like 20 sheets for $2. So I go ahead and I use those full sheets. A lot of the others are just scraps where I've taken off a portion, and they're almost 8.5 by 11, but not quite. This is a music paper. It's a vintage music paper, and I wanted to strengthen the edges, so I'm just using some washi tape along the edges there, and that'll just keep it from when I'm flipping through, just to kind of beef up those edges a little bit. So again, I'm just kind of sliding in these different items, kind of putting full pages and then some smaller pages and pockets, and kind of interspersing them throughout. Now this one I want to turn into a pocket because I don't necessarily want to see the calendar side of it. So I'm going to go ahead and make like a thumb hole type of thing in the top so you can tell more that it's a pocket. And then I'll just take some double sticky tape and do the bottom and the side that won't be bound with tape, and then that'll make a nice pocket. And then I can put things inside and not have to cover up the neat images that they have on the outside. This was an old I Spy calendar that I just really loved from, 2004, so a while ago. So there you go. Oh, I just do the bottom because I'm going to bind in that other open side. And then that's an old 1950s calendar page. I love this old vintage piece of computer equipment box in there. And then just some flyers and other junk mail that came in orders, an old job ticket card, and part of a movie box, some seed packets, flashcards. And since the front, you kind of see it through that clear cover, I kind of layer everything so it looks nice, because you are going to be able to see it through that front cover. And there I'm just interspersing a few more smaller items in there. And I'm liking that. And I'm going to use that rainbow thing at the very back, kind of as part of my back cover. Oh, and I had this little flyer from a home poultry flock. This was in my mother-in-law's effects after she passed away, and they were cleaning out her things. They let me go through and take some paperwork that wasn't important, but that reminded me of her, had her handwriting on it and stuff like that. And that poultry flyer was one of the things that I hung on to. And I decided to go ahead and put this little Hello Kitty zipper pocket on the front. So I used some double sticky tape just to kind of hold it in place while I put some eyelets in here. And the eyelets will just really hold it. If that tape gets old and doesn't stick anymore in the future, the eyelets will still hold it in there. And then also, putting things in and out, there might be a little bit more stress on that. So I wanted to make sure it was really secure. So I just used eyelets for that. And then that'll be on the front. And then again, like I said, I wanted to use one of those cattle ear tags. Now I don't have the tool that they use to crimp that or pierce their ears. So it's really hard to get on there without the tool, because they make it hard, for the cow to get it back off. So I have to take my heat gun and heat that up until I can get that over the top. But I do manage with some fussing to get that put on there. And then I went ahead, and you can see there I used some washi tape and taped things together as groups, especially the smaller pieces that might fall out or get out of alignment while I'm moving everything around. So I just tape those down and punch the holes. And then I go ahead and put some clips on here to hold it while I spin the binding through. So I'm just going to take my spiral and get that started. Then I can take the little clip off and spiral that through. And the washi tape inside holds everything in place while I do that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and trim that to size. And then I can go ahead and take the washi tape off so that everything moves freely. And so here are my finished junk journals. I went ahead and put some keychains on here. This is a pull to eject. I've got some handcuffs, some the key that my husband first gave me when we were dating, the key to his house. It was the first time a guy had ever given me a key to their house when we were dating. So I went ahead and stuck that on there, a little puffy rainbow keychain, and just some little stuff that had been floating around. And then the pocket works just great on there. And then this is how they assembled on the front, so you can kind of see everything from through that plastic cover. But that seed packet gives me like a little pocket. I had an extra little tag, like a little toe tag, an old return address sticker from a place I used to live. This is a lenticular item. It's an old ruler, and I usually try to put a lenticular item in each journal that I make, and also one of these little magnetic things. I have one in pretty much every of my homemade junk journals for myself. So I've got one of those in there. I've got this K & Company top secret pocket with a card in it. Again, here's like the junk mail and the other cardboard pieces. And then to cover that cardboard on the back, I used an old 2023 calendar. I've actually got like a Smashbook pocket, a Hello Kitty pocket. Put some old envelopes in here. I made that one kind of a flip out. Here's a movie box top of Sherlock Holmes. Old Cocoa Daisy card from when I used to get them years and years ago. The packaging off of a dog toy. There's another K & Company pocket with a tag in it. And then I also folded that paper over to make a pocket. Flashcard, junk mail. And I use those flashcards in pretty much every junk journal because, when you buy a box at the thrift store or whatever, it takes a while to work through all those different flashcards. So I've got this little children's book. that little vintage envelope I wound up, instead of binding it in, just turning it into a little flip out. There's the color swatch made into a pocket and another lenticular item put on there. A little maze out of a children's book. It's like a bird book page. Random scraps and one-off pages from things. More junk mail. Cocoa Daisy card. The vintage calendar. And yeah, it was fun just kind of putting all these things together. And then there's that old Daytimer cover on the back there, that rainbow cover. And so that was the first one. And like I said, I had enough to do a whole other journal. So now I'm set for a while. I've got 2 volumes I can work into. And this one, there's a couple items, that lion on the front and some other things that I've used in other people's journals that I've given away. But I wanted to keep one in my journals to remember some of the things that I used to do. That's an old bookmark tassel with a cute little coffee cup bead on it that the bookmark got crunched, but I wanted to keep the tassel. It's a little Hello Kitty puffy keychain thing. This is some beads came in that little pocket, and so I'm just using it to stick a bunch of fortune cookie fortunes in there. But the pocket was kind of cute. It had like a build your own bracelet kit in there. And I just kind of kept the pocket. And there's another cattle tag on there. I think I can't make any more of those with the red thing. I'm out of the little red backers. I put my iPhone sticker on this magnifier sheet, which I've used in journals that I've given away. That little Beanie Baby tag I found loose. This was a children's book that was going to be thrown away because some of the pages were ripped in half. So I just took out the good pages and I'm reusing those. There's a coaster from Beaches that I just folded over that tag. Some box from an ammo box that I like the image on there. A vehicle record book. It's another vintage envelope that I made into a flip out and just put a game card in there. And then also some other book pages, another ballot envelope that didn't get used, more scrap papers. This was kind of a cool item. I forget where I got this. It's like another one of the magnifier sheet, but they've put it into the form of glasses, and it's on this little clip that's a little bit fussy. I probably should have put it in the book a little bit different way, but it still comes out and it's still usable. And then it just pops back onto this little clip. And I thought that see you later tag was a good thing to have by it. It's just a Project Life card. More scraps. These are 2 envelopes. One I bound in, and then one I used, and I put an old advertising postcard in there. And then the other envelope I used on this next page, and I used it as a flip up. And I think I've got an index card in there. So I just like that. Some stickers, some more seed packets. This was an old piece of mail to a place I used to live. The gentleman I would write to was elderly at the time. He's since passed away, but it's got his cute little old man handwriting there. So anyhow, I wanted to save that. Got this little notepad, some more junk mail, another children's book page, and I put that pocket on there, and I put a little washi tape again to strengthen that edge because it was a little bit thin. The paper. Here's some lenticular items for this. It's a placemat, a Halloween placemat. And then there's my magnetic Halloween cool ghoul. It keeps my theme going. I don't know, I've got to find some more lenticular items and some different magnetic hair there to put in any future ones. Here's a little like a Starbucks gift card holder. just some random stickers, book pages, some advertising from some alpaca socks. Here's some clear stuff. Oh, here's another lenticular item, one of Chamel's. And some more random pockets, one of our farm stickers. Another box from a Sherlock Holmes, well, an elementary thing. And then I had this old fingerprint ID thing they used to give out to do for your insurance company, which I've never used, but I always thought was kind of cool, so I stuck it in there. Here's a tooth envelope for hunting, and of course we didn't get anything, so we didn't use the envelope. And more scraps and some fibers on there. It's a map postcard, little notes that people have left. Here's another advertising postcard for Wrangler that I made into like a tuck spot. It's another envelope I used as a pocket, and another little book page illustration that I used as a tuck spot. More scraps, more children's book pages. And then, on the back, I have my Sketchbox stickers when I used to be a part of Sketchbox subscription. And then an old for rent sign, plastic for rent sign that I went ahead and bound in the back. So anyhow, that was the second junk journal that I made. So now I am set for a little while. And so hopefully this gave you some ideas of things you can use and put in your own junk journals and stuff. But I love making them. I love using them. And if you have any questions on anything here, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.